rights activists and civil society is speaking about it. Now tonight, a section of Pentecostals and Evangelical church leaders have come out in support of the Catholic and Anglican bishops castigating the government for failing to fulfill promises made to you. At the back of their sentiments, KTN News can authoritatively report tonight that President William Ruto has fallen out with the leaders from the Pentecostal and Evangelical churches that were at the heart of his campaign in the year 2022 general election. Now, KTN is in possession of a memorandum of understanding between the president and the church under the umbrella of the Pentecostal and Evangelical clergy of Kenya that outlines benefits they could receive if they supported President Ruto's bid. KTN's senior political affairs reporter Daniel Kariuki read through that MOU.
In another scathing attack to the Kenya Kwanza government by the religious leaders Wednesday, a group identifying itself as the Pentecostal movement in Kenya endorsed the Catholic bishop's statement, saying they too are opposed to tribalism, regionalism and other vices portrayed by the Kenya Kwanza administration.
We wish to applaud the gesture of the Catholic Church, one of leading the way in calling out the Kenya Kwanza coalition government over the atrocities it has been committing against the people of this country.
The leaders want the government to address the issue of abduction and other pressing issues bedeviling the country.
Kenyans want to move on as a nation where everyone is respected for who and what they are.
However, despite their calls for accountability, KTN News is in possession of a memorandum of understanding between President Ruto and the church under the umbrella of the Pentecostal and Evangelical clergy of Kenya, PEC, the very organization that played a central role in rallying support for his 2022 presidential bid. Under the banner of Kanisa Kwanza, PEC was a driving force behind the Christian vote for Kenya Kwanza. What many Christians did not know was that the association was in an arrangement with President Ruto that will see the church get substantial privileges, including the creation of a new cabinet ministry. Under the agreement, PEC was to receive political appointments, tax exemptions, and recognition as an essential service provider if he won the election. In a document dated 5th May 2022, the MOU outlined the creation of a new Ministry of National Guidance and Christian Affairs, which will be headed by a member of the clergy. It also stipulated the promotion of Pentecostal and Evangelical clergy within the government, including nominations to the National Assembly, Senate, county assemblies, and appointments to cabinet, state corporations, and other key government bodies. Additionally, the church was promised tax waivers, including exemption on marriage fees, noise levies, and taxes on church-sponsored projects. There was also a provision for an active Christian clergy circle to support the empowerment of gospel ministers. On their part, the church would provide spiritual guidance and participate in the national prayer days. Some of the leaders listed as representatives of the association included former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's spouse, Dorcas Rigathi, Bishop Dr. Daniel Kabono as the chairman of the National Secretariat, Bishop Geoffrey Geshoke as Secretary General of the association, while Bishop Pius Moiro and Bishop Joseph Kilioba were listed as witnesses. KTN News reached out to State House and the Kenya Kwanza Secretariat for a response to the MOU, but our efforts were unsuccessful. Sources close to the matter denied the existence of such an agreement. Critics, however, argue that the MOU may be the root cause of the current tension between the government and religious leaders, particularly those from the Pentecostal and Evangelical churches, and hence the much criticism from the church. Daniel Kariuki, KTN News.
The more things change, the more they